we will be keeping a close eye on 3 statewide referendums on the ballot, as well as a few mayoral races across the area, one of which being the Madison mayoral race.
Our team is live in Madison tonight covering both of those candidates. We have team coverage for you. Let's go to Colton Molesky.
John, Maria, we're at Turnkey right now where festivities will begin in a few hours. This is where the election party for Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is set to kick off later tonight. Earlier this morning, though, the mayor cast her ballot at Bashford Church on North Street. That was before she went and grabbed some breakfast with her mom who's in town, and then she went out and canvassed, beating that weather to do some canvassing, talking with some voters before the race closes and those polls close. And you know, the mayor today at the polling location was looking forward, saying, quote, she's looking forward to getting back to work for Madison. She noted public safety, housing, climate change, and equitable economic development are all priority areas she hopes to address if she returns to office. And again, she will be hearing from those voters before those polls close this afternoon. And then she'll be heading here 7:30. That's when the party starts here at Turnkey. As you can see, pretty empty right now, but people will start to filter in later tonight. And John, Maria, we will be here throughout the entire night giving people updates on the Satya Rhodes Conway campaign throughout the evening as those results are rolling in.
Colton Molesky, thanks. Now let's turn to NBC 15's Cameron Kelly, who is covering the mayor's challenger, Gloria Reyes. Cameron, how are things over there?
Hey there, Maria. I'm currently at Caspian Grill, and this is where Gloria Reyes will be having her watch party tonight. There aren't many people here, but like you said, as the night starts to roll around, there are going to be more people coming. But let's take things back to earlier today. Gloria Reyes started her day at 8:45, and that is when she decided to vote and cast her ballot. It was a great day for her because her daughter got to come with her and see her name on the ballot. But after that, I talked to her campaign manager, and she says Gloria headed straight to UW-Madison, and that is where she talked with students. And that is one big thing that we know about Gloria Reyes is she loves being in the community. Throughout her entire campaign, she has talked about the community and their opinions, and she values their opinions. So she's been talking a lot about that. So she headed to campus, as well as she went around to other places to talk to people before those polls closed. As we know, Gloria Reyes did serve on the Madison Metropolitan School District, and she served as the first Latina president. And she also served on the Madison Police Department for 13 years. So we know that she is a person that is in the community. But I'll be here all night, so stay tuned with us and I'll bring you the latest details. But for now, reporting in Madison, Cameron Kelly, NBC 15 News.